to ET English, the unique English language learning feature of the Education Times. This recording is brought to you by Achini Abegunwadana and her team at London Academy of Speech. The Education Times comes to you every week with the Sunday Times, a leading publication of Vijay Newspapers Limited. ET English introduces a unique way of learning English through stories. It has a short prose passage taken from a novel, a picture story, both of which are being published in episodes every week. All the lessons and activities that are given in the feature are from these two stories. Many English scholars accept that when you learn a language through stories, you remember them better. Further, the picture story will complement this by adding the visual component as well, where it will help the readers create vivid images in their minds, helping them to remember those dialogues and words through those incidents. The first episode of ET English appeared in the Education Times section on the 13th of September 2015. Now, we are going to bring the audio version of this feature where you can listen to the stories and lessons. First, the picture story, secondly, the novel, and finally, the lessons. To get the best out of this feature, we suggest that you get a copy of the Education Times and also a dictionary. It will also help if you have read the feature once or twice on your own. At the same time, try to get the correct pronunciation by listening to the audio attentively and repeatedly and trying to read it after every dialogue, emulating the voices that you hear. You will now listen to the ET English lesson number 46 that appeared in the Education Times section of the Sunday Times on the 31st of July 2016. This page will be uploaded to the ET English website on the 8th of August 2016. We start with Igeners, written by Ranjit Gunaratna and illustrated by Anton B. Pereira. Episode 36. Nimali's mother is not happy about Reshan asking for help from Sahas. I was going to do something about it. I thought of...
Pawn your bangles? I overheard you talking about it with Tata.
Do your studies well, then we won't have to beg anymore.
Well, let us talk about something else.
Later, Sahas with his mother and sister.
Isn't she coming here to pick up the violin?
No, I'll give it to her brother.
Oh, I was looking forward to seeing your girlfriend.
She is a good girl and she is a good friend. But she is not my girlfriend.
Maybe not yet.
Anyway, I will consider your suggestion, Aki.
Nimali is showing her new violin to Dilki.
It looks like a brand new one.
Yes, she had hardly used it.
So I showed you my new violin. Now show me your tattoo.
Shh! Don't shout. My mom has long ears.
Well, she is in the kitchen. Now show me, will you?
Okay, I will show you, but on one condition. Now, let's listen to episode 13 of Ratnapala's Scarecrow, a story taken from The Mirror of Paradise by Asghar Hussain. Now the clamour to burn the Pambayaka grew intense and Ratnapala felt the hatred seething beyond his paddy field. Things were becoming intolerable. One hefty woman stood near his house and unleashed a stream of vile words. Then a man he had once known as a friend raised his sarong and exposed his backside, an act regarded in the village as a great insult. And the village urchins, who normally used their slingshots to bring down the mangoes and tamarind pods, now took aim at his home. The scarecrow was left alone because they were afraid some curse would fall on them if they shot stones at it. Let's look at the lessons for this week. Activity 1. Read the text and match the responses in column B with the questions in column A. Column A, questions. What did Ratnapala feel? 2. What did the hefty woman do? 3. Who raised his sarong and exposed his backside? Number 4. What did the village urchins normally used to do with their slingshots? Number 5. What did the village urchins start doing with the slingshots now? Column B, responses. A man that Ratnapala had once known as a friend. B. They normally used to bring down mangoes and tamarind pods. C. They started attacking Ratnapala's house. D. Ratnapala felt the hatred seething beyond his paddy field. E. She stood near his house and unleashed a stream of vile words.
Activity 2. Read the text and select similar words for the words given below. 1. Outcry. 2. Simmer. 3. Burly. 4. Nasty. 5. Snub.
Activity 3. Give the past tense of the following verbs from the two stories. Number 1, feel. Number 2, stand. Number 3, leave. Number 4, overhear. Number 5, shoot.
Activity 4. Read the picture story and match the responses in column B with the questions in column A. Column A. Questions. Number 1. Why was Nimali's mother unhappy? Number 2. What did Reshan overhear? Number 3. What did Reshan's mother tell Reshan to do well? Number 4. Who was Nuani looking forward to seeing? Number 5. What was Nimali insisting that Dilki show her? Column B. Responses. A. He overheard his parents talking about pawning his mother's bangles. B. Because she did not want her son to ask help from others. C. Reshan's mother told him to study well. D. The tattoo that Dilki had got done on her body. E. She was looking forward to see Nimali.
Let's look at the word bank for this week. Most of the meanings given are relevant to the context of the stories. 1. Pawn. To leave an object with a pawnbroker in exchange for money. 2. Overhear. To hear, especially by accident, a conversation in which you are not involved. 3. Hardly. Almost, no or none. 4. Having long ears. It's an idiom, very sharp in listening, normally without showing you are listening. 5. Clamor. To demand something loudly. 6. Intense. Very great or very strong. 7. Hatred. A very strong feeling of dislike for somebody or something. 8. Seethe. To be extremely angry about something, but try not to show other people how angry you are. 9. Intolerable. So bad or difficult that you cannot tolerate or stand it. 10. Hefty. Big and heavy. 11. Unleash. To suddenly let out a strong force or emotion. 12. Stream. A large number of things that happen one after the other. 13. Vile. Extremely unpleasant or bad. 14. Insult. To say or do something that offends somebody. Number 15. Urchins. Young children who are poor and dirty. 16. Slingshot. A stick shaped like a Y with a rubber band attached to it, used by children for shooting stones. 17. Tamarind. A tropical tree that produces fruit, also called tamarinds, that are often preserved and used in Asian cooking. 18. Pod. A long thin case filled with seeds that develops from the flowers of some plants. 19. Curse. A supernatural power that can cause harm. Now let's look at the answers for last week's lessons. Activity 1. The answer for question number 1. E, 2A, 3B, 4D, 5C. The answers for activity 2. 1. Actually, 2. Obtained, 3. Poison, 4. Weevil, 5. Area. The answers for activity 3. 1. Knew, 2. Poured, 3. Obtained, 4. Suffered, 5. Were infested. The answers for activity 4. 1. Nimali, 2. Sahas, 3. Nuani, 4. Neeta, 5. Nimali. Dear listeners, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our recording brought to you by the London Academy of Speech. You are welcome to give us your feedback and suggestions on the telephone numbers and the email address given in the ET English feature in the Education Times section. This recording has been voiced by Achini together with Alokar, Channa and Nashali. We shall meet you again with ET English Lesson 47. Until then, goodbye and happy learning.